No, what the heck is going on? I really hope that save went off, though. Because it's not just... Nope, it didn't. Cool. I have to go out to level. Because it's not just this, it's all the devices that are going down, but it's not saying that there's an issue with the router or the other. I'm too thick-skulled to not try and go. I want to end after I talk to the homunculus. And I know I'm being autistic and should just accept things. But I don't want to. Alright, step 1. Pinpointing visor. Incubus blade armor. Shard of bloodstone. Warworld boots. Actually, we'll use fencing. Seal of the Purifier. Blessing of the Warp Spider. What's this do? Cool. Eleven.
For the Emperor. What advice?
State your intention.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. Ministration is a holy task. Let me tend to your wounds.
You have offered me another chance.
The divine
Join me in
watches
prayer.
over
Patience has its limits.
us.
Entertain me. Suffering.
I'm restless. Be strong. Greater trials lie ahead.
Your technology is limited, but I am grateful.
Sins hidden in the heart.
Rubble. My patience has its limits.
Alright. Nope. Outsmart. Medicae. Killing spree. Toughness. Emboldened by bloodshed. All right.
We are
Damn,
bound
my
by
tongue.
the blood of Highnesses.
Speaks now.
The Emperor protects.
Did you hope to see an Azurian fail?
Okay, she's got a trauma. Can I just undo that with this? Or is that not a trauma? No, it's a trauma. And see, that's an issue.
No,
Your senator.
The songs of my ancestors speak of stars long forgotten and worlds long gone. What a shame that you lack the capacity to understand even a single note.
We
blessed is von Valencia's
well.
bloodline.
I'm not going to fix you,
Know
because I don't
your
know how.
duty.
Wait, what happened? 9th dimension. The rising currents carry the smells of pain, blood, ichor, and failed and British visions. With my wings flung open, I weave a path through the spires like a dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in patterns to fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everyone else. Even I, Scourge, Gaithrit, Bloodfeather, do not have the privilege of inviolability of these parts. I may become somebody else's prey, except probably not today. This day I am hunter. My homunculus modified olfactory receptors pick up the scent of my prey, and I tread cautiously as I approach. The stench of monkey is foul but varied, and the scent of my prey is quite telling. A powerful specimen, brash and reeking of the blood of others. I descend to the minaret that grows out of the nearest spire and provides me with an excellent view. Accelerated reflexes allow me to assess the situation in a fraction of an instant. It is time. Get a better look at the prey. A male monkey, pampered upper caste cub who was fed and equipped with the best their race can offer. It certainly arrived in the Dark City recently, the city which has not yet managed to leave a mark of perpetual expectation of doom on its flattened snout. The most glorious game which clings to life the strongest and leaves the sweetest death essence. The reflexes urge the muscles to act. I act, I suppose. Shard Carpine spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the street in bloody snow, with the bodies of random passersby caught in the fire falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me from the field of death whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls, but is still alive. I do not expect the hunt to end with the first salvo. The prey is badly injured. I can finish it off in the open. The prey is trying to locate me. In a frantic gaze, it leaps helplessly from one spire. Its frantic gaze leaps helplessly from one spire to another, but my hiding place is too discreet. I revel in my superiority, summon my companions. A mistake, I unleash a new fan of crystalline shards. Fresh of the prey blossoms. New cuts from my projectiles. Anyone who tries to approach it will be killed by the brittle shrapnel. The prey should have run away. Not given me more chances to cripple it. The prey is weak. Breaks into a run. Clever, by escaping the open streets, the prey has I will not let it escape, so I spread my wings and soar it over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. There is a strangeness to the movements of the prey as it dashes away. One moment and freezes the next. My receptotropin altered pupils are adept at detecting movement, but they are worse at perceiving stationary subjects. My prey seems to be aware of this. Slips away using the bodies of random passersby as his cover. There is more blood rushing into the crowd of fleeing bystanders. The prey has made them obstacles in my hunt. Their deaths bring me no joy because the prey keeps eluding my volleys. I let out a disappointed shriek. The hunt continues. The prey manages to elude me. For a moment, by ducking into a crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits a stream of ghostly blue flame, and I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decided to do something different. When it is over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the highest spire so that it serves as a testament to my victory. The initial horror caused turned some bystanders against me. It only takes the prey a couple of furious shouts to convince those huddled in the alley that the monster is coming for their heads. Lies, I am only pursuing the prey. I am met with frantic gunfire, and after making a sharp ascent, I take a pair of plasma grenades from my belt and hurl them into the crowd. The bodies of the gullible fools who believed the prey evaporate and turn into a bloody mist. Luckier ones fire at me, and one of the shot brings me to the ground. I wail furiously and finish them off with pointed bursts from my shard carbine. To cast me down is an indelible insult. The conclusion is drawing closer. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize I have driven the prey to a dead end. It is time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the crystalline projectiles and should have worked by now. It will slow down the nervous system of my prey, weaken its muscles, and render it unconscious. When I spot the prey, I am pleased to note the early signs of the effect my combat toxin is having on it. Its movements are already slowed, it is blinking often, spots are floating in front of its eyes by now. The prey laid for me. I see a monofilament stretched between the walls, a primitive trap indeed. I fold my wings for a moment and I tear it down with a blow from the muzzle of my shard carbine. The outcome will be decided in close combat. Wasting no time, my prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. The decision made over the course of this fleeting hunt is being weighed, tipping the scale that will ultimately determine the winner. My embedded glands spew hyperadrenaline into my bloodstream. My artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment my prey with claws. Banks on brute force, trying to break the fragile bones. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but has betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing, my body going floppy like a rag, my strength waning. I reach for the shard carbine and shoot the prey right in the face at point-blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hair's breadth of his face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. Prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me into the air, and snarls. It seems to want to know why I attempted to kill it. Would I tell it if I could? What about my petitioner, Kikaros the Witch? How about how the deaths of her fosterlings, the blood-stained proselytes, in the arena at the hands of my prey, about how badly she wanted to spite the prey's master, the sour-tempered homunculus Tervanus, who has arranged that insult? I do not know, for my throat is crushed and only a faint wail escapes it. I die. I am dying at the feet of my prey, no, at the feet of a monkey, a humiliating end for one who earned the status of apex hunter of Camorra through torturous alterations of the flesh and the bloody pilgrimage to the very top of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. chaotic burst of violence that bloodied the streets of Camorra ends just as abruptly as it erupted. Such is life in the spires.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Ugh. I just want to go to the homunculus. Not read a book about how I get into a scrap with some idiot stupid enough to try.
For the Emperor!
Speak. I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby.
What is it?
Look no further. Let me help.
Even in the darkest moments, there is hope.
This wound will make a fine scar.
Your aid will not be forgotten.
What advice do you seek? Your seneschal is always there for you.
Just heal it.
Let me help.
Even in the darkest moments, there is hope.
Or is it no longer...
I'm at your
My
service.
faith is my shield. Your aid will not be forgotten. With each step,
Okay, so no matter what I do,
forge my
it's just gonna
destiny
stay.
among the stars.
Open up the door, Jim Bros. Alright, I need to get this idiot. I have done what you wanted. Isn't what I desired, not to this extent. The cult of fatal thirst craves blood, specimen. Your blood, my blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City not to realize this. Dracon Azeris, after you went against the Archon of the Reaving Tempest, you decided to violate the wishes of the Archon of the Black Heart as well. You were thrown into the arena to die. You show wretched incompetence by defying your masters. My presence offends you? I see. Good. You have made yourself quite comfortable here in the chasm. Is this where you've kept the things you dare not bring to the spire of the Reaving Tempest? It must be vexing having to abandon all as you flee the cult's wrath. Twitches and strikes blindly, only Mazarai's reflexes save him from a fatal neck wound. Why do the witches desire my death? You humiliated them, monkey. Kiros and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you. She decided to undermine my authority by sending her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about a pathetic monkey? You are my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority. And it wasn't enough for you to just kill them. You enticed one of the blood-stained proselytes to join the monkey side. As the entire chasm watched, you slapped in the face. A slap in the face of the cult wasn't enough for you, so you decided to spit in its face as well. You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you did not anticipate such consequences? Wait. Oh, but there's more. I hope Hikaros and Thro are now writhing in horror at the mere thought that their headless subordinates have lost the Kabbalite who was sentenced to death by Nazaraki herself. First, they decided to play at charity by making me a proselyte, and now they they let me slip through their fingers. Oh, I wish I could see the succubus's face when she was given the news. It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me, all of you. Kikros did not keep her word, and you did not die in her trap. It is all your fault that things have spiraled out of control. So what's the plan? I will leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the reaving tempest. The witches don't dare settle their scores under the eye of my patrons, so the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of the chasm and die, or go into the arena and try to kill Kikaros. Even if you succeed, you will still die. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic simpletons weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At last I can devote all of myself to it. Face suddenly changes. His mocking grin gone. He fixes his gaze on the homunculus into the spire of the reaving tempest, to hide under the wing of Yamaris, the Archon fallen into disgrace. What an imprudent choice. You should run away from her and her troubles, unless you are somehow connected to her crime. You are not in a position to know about the Archon's plans before, much less now. And so unravel the rotten threads in the tapestry of fate. Elentok, here is the true nature of the Dark Ones, a lie hidden behind sweet promises. Having learned from a cruel mistake, I foresaw this outcome. Belated wisdom. I shall end Kikaros. To the arena, the succubi will not pass up this chance to gut you in front of the audience. If you could simply wound Kikaros, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I would be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. I would like the Space Marine you keep in the cage. Male with an altered genetic structure, such phenomenal. He also performs well enough in the arena, losing this. as great as yours. Perhaps the genetic subtype of all three specimens was defective. This is the cause of my limited success. In that case, the loss of the specimen would not be significant. I recommend pain as a means of pacification, and you can take his armor. I found it entirely unintriguing. Are you able to heal that? I recognize the mark of the Trentos exquisite feeding. What an honor it is for you to be a vessel with such marvelous, which my marvelous creation satisfies its thirst, to give your modest life's force so it may be transformed by an energy converter. Fear not, specimen, all is within my power to reverse the effects of its touch. The Trentos was an interesting experiment, one that could convert the life forces of its victims into fuel, but it was flawed. It was a flawed, disobedient specimen that escaped. I do not recommend escaping, specimen. The pain from the transformation only stops after I inject the blocker, and I only do it at the end of the procedure. Do you wish to spend the rest of your existence with the sensation of your skin melting and bone snapping?
Blessed is Von Valencia's bloodline. The Divine watches over us.
Ulfar does not stop singing under his breath and does not notice you. I need your help. Recite the warrior's litany. Even a heretic or a non-human can wet a profane blade. In the blood of enemies. But a true warrior of humanity does not fight for gratification or trophies. He fights to carry out his will. For that is his duty, and it is a blessing.
You speak well. I have heard these bookish words many times before, but this is the first time I have heard them spoken with such resolve. I see that you believe in them, that you live by them. I respect that. I will help you. Let no one say that I forgot my duty to the Allfather. It seems Tervantius is not as clever as he likes to appear if he's letting me out of the cage. The joke is on him. Good steel I have already. But if we are going hunting, I will need my wolf skin. What did you say your name was?
How far as a space wolf, a mighty space marine, his proportions instill respect in his allies and fear in his foes, but Ulfar takes up 4 cells instead of 1. Certain mechanics may work differently for him. Ulfar does not use cover or conventional human armor and weapons. For his abilities, his unique ability allows him once per combat, instead of losing consciousness due to having his wounds reduced to 0, to become incapacitated for 2 rounds. While in this state, Ulfar cannot be targeted by attacks or suffer damage, and he also counts as full cover for his allies. Once 2 rounds pass, Ulfar can act again and regain 50% of his maximum wounds. Furthermore, Ulfar is an arch-militant. An arch-militant's keystone ability allows them to gain a stack of versatility each time they make an attack whose type is different from the previous one the arch-militant used. Single shot, single melee attack, area melee attack, area ranged attack, or burst attack. Weapon skill and ballistic skill. Alright. We have a Space Marine. Alright. Remember the where an allies in a 2-cell radius gain momentum, they also gain an equal amount of temporary wounds. That is a good thing. This badge gains a stack of versatility, they also gain +3 momentum. Alright, let's get you all equipped out real quick. Browse, Medicae. I don't see why I can't just wear the cape. If I'm being honest, I really don't. I believe I do have some Astartes stuff. Like that. Oh, he can run the multi-melta too, which is not a bad thing. Or a heavy stubber. Alright. Let's see if we can get the crew back together
Whose innards need take leave of their gut.
after we level this guy. Alright, let's
Speak,
give
et
him the
Vater.
ranks. Alright. Arms Master. Agility. Wildfire. Nimble. Medicae. And probably adaptability. Targets. Death World character suffers stun blinded. Bolt weapon. Oh, wait. A B. I can spell bolt weapon expert. Dependable. Medicae. Get that ballistic skill going. is ready. Toughness. Okay. Okay. I don't actually like the guide I'm using that much. It's +3 March. Because it bypasses Devastating Attack, and Devastating Attack is stupidly OP. Stacks versatility. Yeah, Reckless Rush, but no, I'm not going with the other. Custom to Glory. Yeah. Because they're not using him to his full potential. When I start looking at it, it kinda sucks a lot. It's like, what's your toughness, dude? You're trying to keep him standing upright, but one of his main abilities is that he doesn't have to. Medikai, I do agree with. Villain has killed at least one enemy with a melee attack this round. Armor by 7%, toughness by 10. By -10, does not stack. Bonuses from versatility. archmilitant produce. Discipline. Weapon skill. Maximum damage, that might actually be worth it. Actually, Grenadier's kind of a must for the Archmilitant, in my opinion. I think that they don't know how to use their characters.
Let us walk this
Cannot
path
be
together.
leashed.
A stinger ring.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Where is Cassia? Has 8 or more AP at the start of their turn. I know the stairs activated in here.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Extremely dangerous.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Intent on fleeing, you might as well release me. I cannot transport them to my new sanctuary. You may take them. I have unlocked the containment sarcophagi for dangerous specimens. Go inspect them. Some of your servants may still be alive, but do not allow them to use their abilities until I have left the anatomical opera. At least I feel something. You see horror and confusion in Cassia's wide open eyes. Her face, neck, and hands are gruesomely scratched and sticky. Blood is dripping from the tips of her claw-like fingernails. Ah, why are there so many of you at once? Red, black, violet, scarlet, yellow, dark maroon. Away with you. Stop swarming my thoughts. Cassia clutches her head again, this time covering her third eye, but you can already feel the breath of warp coming from its gaze. Uriel, I cannot control it. Your body is burning as if you've been doused with a vat of molten plasteel. Your head is teeming with strange whispers, shadows, voices. Every breath is a struggle, as though something is scratching at your insides, trying to claw its way out of your chest. Your gorge rises. You've survived being exposed to the Navigator's open eye, but will your body and mind hold if it occurs again? May the Emperor's radiance illuminate our way through the tenebrous gloom, as we that are broken of heart turn to his wisdom. Cassia struggles to focus her eyes on you. An unfamiliar expression is imprinted on her pale, gaunt face, one that is stern, confident, and imperious. It is the same expression you saw on Theodore von Valencia's face when you first met her. And may his light scatter the darkness ahead, for the Astronomicon is the beacon, and his guiding blessing to me. An eerie chill runs down the entire length of your body, as a feeling you forgot, but recollection swiftly follows. Someone else's turmoil and emotions, and a will that is not your own. This crushing wave is about to consume you. A haze of anger, despair. Jeez, you can just shoot her? The Emperor is with us so long as we remember our purpose, to serve humankind and never give in to his enemies. With visible effort, Cassia clasps her hands in a gesture of prayer. And to believe in his might, his aid, and his wisdom. If we still have strength to fight, then fight we shall to the end. Her pale brow furrows, and rivulets of blood run from her nose and eyes. Undeterred, she focuses on bringing her powers under control until her body jolts as if electrocuted. You know, when darkness envelops you, it takes everything away, leaving no sounds, no smells, no solid footing. Darkness devours every color that tries to make its way inside. Every color I tried to create inside. Darkness is withering. It swallows the colors. It chews and consumes. But when despair had overtaken me completely, I could sense I was not alone in that darkness. Someone else was with me. Someone intangible, cold, and colorless, and that realization ravaged my sanity all the more. When the capsule opened, my mind was drowned in grimy shades of crimson, umber, and black, and I am going mad, Uriel. I used to think I could control this, but now you must end this for the sake of my house, for my own safety, for me. You will overcome this, Cassia. You are stronger than you think you are. Remarkable. You believe in me when I have lost all faith in my own strength. Cassia closes her eyes and the tremors in her body taper to a stop. The weary movement of her hand, she adjusts her forehead adornment, taking care to cover her navigator's eye. And you no longer feel the menace that was emanating from her a moment ago. Thank you. Your words, they helped. I feel better already. And now may I escort you out of here? I would be honored, Lord Captain. Might I ask you to lead the way? Yeah, you can go sit in the corner for betraying me.
With each step, I
Hey.
forge my destiny among the stars.
Free homunculus crap. Get it while it's still, well, cold, I guess. The warp radiates cold. Where's the other one? You instantly recognize the men who is penned with hooks and bonds, and numerous needles sticking out of the bowels of the device, despite the deathly pale, bloodless tone of his skin. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kallax is still alive, judging by the weekly rising and falling his chest and frantically wandering, half open in his eyes. His head is tightly encircled with a wide metallic band. Blood is seeping from underneath it. Get out, cattle. Nestor van Kallax. I don't have to take your crap anymore. The warp. To the warp with you, beast. I've heard all this before. You won't trick me again. Trick, pull yourself together. I need your help. It can't be. Uriel, is it really you? Where are you? Are you close by? Then in the name of the throne, find a way to get me out of the... hooks, needles, all that. I'm about done with that. I want to be out of Kimura. Can't see a thing. Give me a moment to ascertain what they've done to me. It's noticeably cold or blasted. I can't sense my body. What happened to you after we were captured? They moved me multiple times from one place to another. What those places were, I cannot say. I saw dark spires in an ocean of mist. I saw the bowels of a Drukhari ship. I almost broke free once. Few things frighten the Xenos as much as warp powers. I was close. One might consider my words heretical, but I would say it was only due to the homunculus who brought me here that I survived after falling in that struggle. From there, it was just this place, this coffin and pain. Did they blind you? No, I don't think so. It's just, it is likely just my body reacting to extended bouts of pain. Heinrich chuckles bitterly. To think I have forgotten what it's like to experience such basic impulses. As a biomancer, I can stifle physical reactions. Perhaps this is why I was chosen for this device, because I had distanced myself from the sensation of pain, and because of my stubbornness that forbade me from surrendering. You cannot sense your body. What does that mean, exactly? If I knew, I wouldn't be pondering the question right now, Uriel. He pauses, seemingly listening to something. The circlet on my head wasn't inhibiting my abilities. It was turning them inward, binding them inside my body. They made me torture myself with warp energies. I was burning and mutilating my internal organs. Dang, Xenos. Can you walk? We do not have much time. I can, yes. Warp, take them. I feel like my nerves have been turned inside out and sewn back together like that. For the time being, I will have to suffer pain whenever I take a step until I recuperate. Now that I am free to use my powers again, it's entirely achievable. Calm yourself, Ben. Calyx, the enemy of our enemy, is our ally. Ally. The skies will sooner fall than I call that filth my ally. You may extend your protection to any abomination that will inevitably disembowel you alive, but do not dare instruct me on my stance on enemies of humanity. Insult me again, and this filth will show you what he is like in anger. This little diversion will seem delightful in comparison. It's in your direction, we can go. Yeah, you can go too, man. Alright guys, I'm gonna level those two off camera. If you want to support the channel, you can give us a follow. We appreciate those. We like them here. You can also support the channel financially by subbing on Kick or tipping on Twitter. The links should be posted to go to the link tree. Sign up for the Patreon if you want, or just follow us on other social media platforms. Those are always good. Tell the people you love that you love them. It is important, guys. Hey, Coyote. Coyote. I love you, man. And drink water. This is a threat. I'll be on after 7 tomorrow. I have a thing for church. I don't know what time exactly. It'll just be between 7 and 8, most likely. Have a good night, guys. Cabbage Man out. We might raid. Hold on.